Hi everyone, hope you are well. Today I'm going to talk to you about stakeholders and how to identify them. Now, stakeholder engagement or stakeholder analysis is the first piece of task that a change manager or a change analyst or a change director or a change practitioner would do once a project is initiated. However, this is probably the most confusing topic in change management because many professionals make this mistake in identifying who their correct stakeholder is. From my experience, and I'm sure you also have experienced it, in many cases, when you ask somebody who your stakeholders are, they usually refer to the members of the project team. They might refer you to the name of the project manager or the program manager or a business analyst or the program sponsor, but that's not necessarily the right answer. The simplest definition of a stakeholder is anybody who has been impacted or is going to be impacted by your change is your stakeholder. Now, this impact does not necessarily have to be real. It could be just a perception. So a team might think that they are going to be impacted by this. In that case, they are also actually your stakeholders. Now, there are two simple methods to identify who your stakeholders are. Method one is taking three components of a project into consideration. These are people, process, and systems. So if you are doing a project, you are actually bringing a change to any of these three components. You are either making changes to people, so you might be creating some new roles, or might be making some changes in the responsibilities of the existing people, or you might be bringing some changes to the process, or you might be bringing some changes to the systems, or you might be doing the three of them. So let me start giving you a simple example by using the simple system component. You are changing a system, so the first question you would be asking, which teams use this system? Who are they? Make a list of those teams. They are actually their stakeholders. Second question you ask, okay, when those teams use this system, what do they use it for? Who are their end users? Who are in their value chain? They are also your stakeholders. You can use the same concept with the changes in processes. Okay, which teams performs these processes and who are at the end point of the processes? They are all your stakeholders. Make a note. Same with the role of people, like who do these people serve? When you are bringing some changes, which teams are impacted? Make a list. They are your stakeholders. This is method one. Method two is, I call it the storytelling method. So I'll give you an example to explain it. Imagine you are working with a team that is based in a contact center. So in this method, you actually place the customer at the center of everything. A customer makes a call to the contact center asking for an explanation of the fee. The agent takes the call. The agent doesn't know what the explanation of the fee is. So the agent actually looks into the internal knowledge management system and he cannot find any explanation for this. Then he or she looks into the system. If there is any code for this, there is no explanation for this code. The agent then sends an email to the product team asking for why this is happening. The product team then finds out that there was a change in the fees, but it was not upgraded to the system. So there is possibly a breach in compliance. And then the compliance team also feels that those changes were not documented, so therefore they were not communicated, or there was no training conducted with these teams that eventually leads to an impact to the customer because they did not have a very positive experience. They had to make a call. Similarly, the distribution network, who basically owns the relationship with the customers, they also find that they should have communicated this. They should have been kept in the loop and they should have communicated to all external business partners that, hey, we are going to make this change. Now, anybody who comes into this story, which started with the call center agent, so the call center agent is a stakeholder. Then they look into the knowledge management system or the CRM system. The team which owns the CRM system is also a stakeholder. When they made an inquiry into the product team also is a stakeholder. They become a stakeholder. When it went to the compliance team is also a stakeholder. The distribution team, they are also a stakeholder. So make a list of those teams. Now you have to ask in the second levels, okay, who is the knowledge management team? Like, where do the contact center stores all their knowledge or all the standard operating procedures or SOPs, that team is also, the team who owns that system is also a stakeholder. In addition, there is probably a product compliance team. There might be an assurance team. Or if it's a product, then there is probably an actuarial team and a finance team. So you ask who is next. So you keep expanding this list. Once you complete this, you get your full list of your stakeholders. Once you get the stakeholder, then you discuss it with your product manager or project manager or the business analyst who will actually help you make it a proper list. So these are the two methods. I'm sure if you use these stakeholder analysis methods, you will definitely be successful. I hope you find it useful, and please leave a comment if you have any questions or if you have any feedback. Thank you very much.